The crowd erupted in applause as Emma Watson stepped onto the stage, poised and radiant in a tailored navy blazer. She smiled warmly, gracefully waving before taking her seat across from Jimmy Kimmel. "Emma Watson, everybody," Jimmy beamed, clapping with the audience. "Thank you for having me, Jimmy." Her voice, calm and composed, carried that signature blend of charm and intellect. Jimmy leaned forward, smirk in place. "Now you know I've got to ask a broken bar. You've been pretty quiet lately about your personal life. The fans are dying to know, are you seeing anyone special?" Emma's smile faltered, ever so slightly. "You know I prefer to keep my private life private, Jimmy. I'm here to talk about my new film." Jimmy didn't back off. "Oh, come on, a broken bar, you can't just leave us hanging. The audience wants to know. Don't you want to know?" he added, turning to the crowd for cheers. Emma stayed poised, but her tone carried steel. "I think my work speaks for itself. That's what I'd rather focus on tonight." He chuckled. There was something calculated in it. "You've always been so serious. The whole UN women thing, all the activism, a broken bar. Don't you ever just want to have fun? Be a normal 20-something?" Emma blinked. "Using my platform for important causes is fun, actually. And just so you know, I'm in my 30s now." Right. Jimmy waved it off. "But some of those speeches, I mean, even you have to admit they've been a little preachy. Don't you worry people tune out when celebrities lecture them about politics?" The room went quieter. Emma sat up straighter. "I don't consider advocating for gender equality a preachy, Jimmy. I consider it necessary." Jimmy's smirk tightened. "Don't you think people just want to see you on screen looking pretty? That's what made you famous, right? Those Harry Potter films." Emma's eyes flashed. "What made me famous was my acting ability, and choosing to use that platform responsibly. That shouldn't be something I'm criticized for." Jimmy laughed hollowly. "Responsibly? Sure. But tell me honestly, don't you miss just being the girl who played Hermione before you had to have an opinion on everything?" Emma's voice was low but firm. "Having opinions isn't something I have to do. It's something I choose to do, because I believe in making a difference." "Making a difference?" Jimmy echoed with mock gravity. "That's very noble. But really, how much of a difference can an actress make? You're not a politician. You're not a scientist. You just a broken bar pretend to be other people for a living." The audience was dead silent now. Emma's knuckles were white against her lap. "Acting is my profession, yes. But that doesn't mean I should stay silent about the things that matter to me." Jimmy leaned in, tone sharpened. "What real-world experience do you have with those issues? You've been rich and famous since you were a kid." "I think we should move on to talking about my film," Emma said, visibly restraining herself. "Oh, we'll get to that," Jimmy said, waving a hand. "But I think the audience is interested in this. You come on these shows with your perfect rehearsed answers. Don't you ever want to be honest? Admit you don't really know what you're talking about?" Emma stared at him for a long moment. Then, "I know exactly what I'm talking about, Jimmy. And I think your questions say more about you than they do about me." Jimmy grinned wider, but it was strained now. "Oh, now we're getting somewhere. Tell me, what do my questions say about me?" Emma locked eyes with him. The mask dropped. "They say that you're someone who thinks a woman's value lies in whether she stays quiet and looks pretty. They say you're uncomfortable with women who have thoughts and opinions that you can't control." The tension snapped taut. Jimmy's smile faltered. "Wow, that's quite an accusation. I just think you take yourself a little too seriously sometimes." "And I think," Emma replied, voice rising, "that you don't take women seriously enough." That line hit like a thunderclap. Jimmy shifted in his seat. "I'm just doing my job, asking the questions everyone wants to know." "No," Emma said, ice in her voice. "Your job is to interview guests about their work, not belittle them, not question their right to speak." Jimmy scoffed. "Apparently asking follow-up questions is belittling now." "Who knew?" Emma leaned forward, her voice unwavering. "You're not asking questions, you're making assumptions about my intelligence, my experience, my right to speak." "There's a difference." Jimmy's tone turned mocking. "I get it. You went to a fancy school, you've got degrees, you think you're smarter than everyone. But end of the day, you're just an actress who got lucky with a movie franchise." The audience gasped. Emma blinked in disbelief. "Excuse me?" "Let's be honest," Jimmy continued. "Without Harry Potter, where would you be? You think you'd be here lecturing people about feminism if you hadn't gotten lucky with that casting call?" Silence. Then, Emma answered, a voice calm, controlled, lethal. "You're right about one thing. Harry Potter was an incredible opportunity. But what I did after that, the education, the advocacy, the causes I supported, that wasn't luck. That was work." Jimmy rolled his eyes. "Work? You mean giving speeches that other people write for you?" Emma's voice rose for the first time, fury slicing through. "You think I don't write my own speeches? That I don't do my own research? That I'm just a puppet with a teleprompter?" "Hey, no need to get defensive here." "The hard stuff, Jimmy," Emma cut him off, standing abruptly, her chair scraping loudly behind her, "is getting death threats for speaking up. It's being questioned every time I open my mouth. It's sitting here, trying to stay professional while you try to tear me down on national television." Jimmy's face turned pale. "Oh, come on," he muttered. "You're being a little dramatic." Emma laughed. "No humor, only bitterness. In the last 10 minutes, you've mocked my intelligence, my education, my activism, my entire identity. And I'm the dramatic one?" The crowd was frozen. The cameras caught every breath. "You've spent this interview trying to shove me into a box," Emma said. "The pretty girl box, the lucky girl box, the shut up and smile box. And you're shocked I won't climb in." Jimmy tried weakly to respond, but she wasn't done. "You want to know what your questions reveal? They reveal that you're threatened by women who refuse to be small. And every time a woman refuses to smile politely while being diminished, you call her too serious, too feminist, too much." He tried to laugh it off. "Okay, now this is turning into a whole feminist manifesto." Emma's eyes narrowed. "You want to know what a feminist manifesto actually sounds like?" She stepped forward, commanding the entire space. "It sounds like demanding to be treated as an equal. It sounds like refusing to be reduced to my looks, my relationship status, or my willingness to tolerate condescension. It sounds like this moment, right now." Jimmy was floundering. "I didn't mean to." Emma raised her hand. "I'm not finished." She gestured to the silent studio. "Look around. Do you see anyone who thinks this was just a normal conversation? Because if you do, you're not paying attention." Jimmy's voice was weak. Emma broke in. "Sorry if I said something wrong." "If," she echoed. "If you're not sorry for what you did, you're sorry that it didn't work." She turned to the audience, to the cameras. "This is what it looks like when someone refuses to be made small for someone else's comfort. Yes, it's awkward. Yes, it makes people uncomfortable. But that's how change begins." She removed her mic, handed it to a stunned assistant, and turned one final time. "Jimmy, we could have had a real conversation. But you didn't want one. You wanted a performance, a puppet, a pretty face. The tragedy isn't that you don't know better. The tragedy is that you don't want to." And with that, Emma Watson walked off the stage, head high, dignity intact. And Jimmy? He sat alone, speechless for the first time in his career. This wasn't just a celebrity walking off a talk show. This was history.